Hello everybody and welcome back to the round one coverage of the 2020 Toronto Island Maple Leaf Chase card coverage presented by North Disco. That's an amazing putt.
Oh, and then the other big...
Yeah, the other big highlight.
Right,
if you guys didn't watch the front nine, I don't know what you're doing here, but go back and watch that because it's got a lot of action in it, as you can see there. Like James is even matching his towel. Like that is next level right there.
He really is the best around.
I'm Cam Zanini, joined by none other than Mr. B. How we doing?
All right.
All right.
No, it's feeling great. Thanks to True North Productions here for putting us on, having us here in the studio. And we're looking at a fresh, grimy DJ from London. I think he's playing in London, but he still lives in St. Thomas.
Yeah, JP the DJ, and then we got James Duong, Jimmy D, looking fresh as always.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully they'll give us one of those winks. Give us that wink, bud.
No, just a little smirk.
Okay.
He's too good for the wink.
There's
Jason Paasila, looking stern as always.
He's really come up the ranks in the last couple of years. He's one of the true things about this game is practice makes perfect.
Definitely. And then Big Din, Clayton Morgan.
Oh, coming off that ace, going into the back nine.
Yeah.
You obviously have the pad to start, bud.
Yeah, attaboy. Clam Morton from Port Stanley, and rounding out our card, Scotty J. Always being safe out there. Not matching his mask to his outfit though. Not looking as good as James, but still looking pretty dang good.
It's true. But the green against his natural ginger curls, that is, you got to give him.
That's fair. That's fair.
It does bring out the luster in his eyebrows. So here we are going into hole 10. Clayton, fresh off that ace.
That's huge.
Now, do you have many tournament aces?
I have one, but it was in a flex start, so it really didn't
Okay.
it's not a big tournament ace, so I don't know what Clayton's going through here. But this is one that suits his game. Hole 10, par 4, 518. Clayton's got the power to get a putt on this hole. This is probably the easiest par 4 in the course, I would think.
Now it is, for sure. A lot
Yeah.
more trees have fallen down, which is a shame. You can see there's a couple twigs there beside the basket. There used to be a majestically tall
Yeah.
tree. You can also see that there's a fire hydrant in the middle of the fairway. People might be asking themselves, why are there two fire hydrants in the middle of the fairway?
Ooh, that's
This
gotta be
actually
out of that.
used to be one of the main streets of the Center Island habitation. There was like a lot of houses up and down.
Really?
Yeah, like where people are gonna. Clayton would have landed in someone's front yard.
Wow, I never would have guessed. I just thought there was like random fire hydrants in case there's a bushfire. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, they raised most of the Toronto Island Park to make it into a city park.
Wow,
There were a lot of people living over there.
That is
Ooh,
good.
just
That's
over
a
top.
little bit low, but that's fine. Anything around that second fire hydrant, which is right there,
Oh, that's beautiful.
is a great drive. It's probably 400 feet probably off the tee, give or take.
Yeah.
To that fire hydrant.
And again, if you can throw it fairly low, fairly flat, and control the landing.
That's got to get over that, and it does. He's up by hole 8's tee. That's not a problem. It's a blind hyzer, but it's fairly open from there.
And you can, I don't know if you can tell from there, but there's some freshly opened earth there where there were a few trees that would be in your way
Yes.
historically if you landed there.
So this is perfect, right in the middle. Not
Perfect.
biting off a whole lot. He's just playing his game. He's probably going to throw, I would think, maybe a mid-range into the green from there.
And honestly, when you're playing with some of these big boys, the tension or the tendency, the temptation for sure, is to try to up your game to their game.
Yeah.
Throw the shots
you
that
wanna
they
be like,
throw.
I want to be like them. I can do that. And then you just shank it, and then you
Yeah.
look like an idiot.
And
Guilty.
We all are. I know I am.
Clayton with
Okay.
his PA4. This looks perfect.
He's throwing that just as beautifully as a beaded aviar.
That is so soft. That's
Nicely
perfect.
done. That's perfect for the 3. Easy peasy.
This one feels like if you don't get at least a putt for free in this one, it kind of feels like you're giving away a stroke.
Yeah.
Actually, Jay's going judge.
It's gorgeous.
That's cooked.
Oh,
Sit down. Sit down.
little long. Oh, no.
no. That's unfortunate.
It has found the out of bounds and some curious spectators.
There's a lot of those on this one. This one in the next tee can get pretty crowded.
Now you can see how blind that was for him. Oh,
Good
beautifully.
stick, probably about circle's edge-ish, I think. Should be no problem for James. Scotty J with the long drive of the group.
He's
Or
gonna
no, or
wanna
Jamie.
give a little-
No, Jamie didn't go yet. I think Jamie's closer.
Right. So
A little-
now settle.
Early.
Okay.
It's not too bad, actually.
But when you start missing them off the sides, you
Yeah.
start getting a little more nervous. You want to put it much closer than what your normal wheelhouse is.
Jamie, I think that's one of his PA2s.
Ah,
and that's
perfect.
PA parked. Or PA arced, I should say. Jay coming back for kind of an important par save here, because getting a bogey in this one really doesn't feel the greatest.
Nice.
That's a jammed putt.
Solid. Beautifully done. I know you don't feel so great after, even though it's a beautiful putt, you're thinking to yourself, if only that didn't go out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a par. It's not terrible, but I mean this one.
Oh,
dear.
sweet. Fancy Moses. That wasn't one in the cards.
Good
There
putt
you
from
go.
Scotty J.
Nicely done, Scotty.
Getting them back to even par, which again, even par through 10, not that bad. You can get a couple birdies in this back nine here, and I think for this tournament, I think a 4 under par was 1,000 rated from Milan. So really, a couple under isn't the worst thing in the world.
And Clayton is 4 after the first 9. Way to go, bud.
Yeah, attaboy. Jamie also tapping in a birdie here, going to 5 under through 10. Cooking it. He's starting to smell what Clayton's cooking, and he wants some of it too. James, what do you got a blue card? Come on, you got to get a red card.
I know
You
that
gotta-
is
oh,
that is
my
kind of
word.
astonishing. You think
That's it, ruined.
would have put a different skin on there.
Yeah. That's a great putt from
There
Scotty.
you go, Scotty.
3 birdies and 2 pars, not terrible. Actually, Jay had a really good par save.
Now this whole area holes from like 5 on what we're seeing now. This was not part of the original installation. The original course went after hole 3. It played up to the washrooms and back, just on that little piece of land.
Oh,
The
okay.
course itself
Okay.
has almost tripled in size since
Wow,
we
so
first
it
started.
was a smaller course then.
It was a
back
much
then, eh?
smaller course.
Okay.
And now, unfortunately, with this hole, which is a beautiful hole, those 2 trees that guard, they came down this summer. So this hole has been those right there that provide so much
Yeah.
drama.
It's still difficult. Hole 11, par 3, 414. This is as specific of a drive as you can get. It's got to be a turnover. This
Oh,
is
a
a
little
little
tight.
too turned over. Did he get a kick? Oh, wait, oh wow.
Oh,
he
my
did.
goodness.
Holy smokes.
He's going to the short.
Okay, not
position.
terrible. But it's a backhand turnover that has to flatten out and get a little flex at the end, right in that gap that the drone went through. That's also going to the short basket. It's a tough shot. It
Didn't
really
those
is.
guys pay attention to the drone flight?
Yeah, they like to hang out a lot, so you know.
They didn't do their homework in high school. All right, Scotty, you know what you have to do.
He's throwing this one a timer too. It looks like one of those Tide discs.
There you go. Now, you don't want it to
Little-
be too much.
Little too
Break
turned.
out of
Maybe
it.
it's high enough. Get through. Oh, he was so close. I think he's in that stuff. It might not be that bad.
I just left the gap behind the
But-
tree.
Like you can see how specific this has to be.
There you go. Now, this is where you uncork that sidearm.
I think is James trying to go that backside gap, or is he just trying to get into a gap?
Now, that backside gap used to be a lot bigger, but thanks to the suckers at the bottom of the trees, there's not really much of a gap there anymore.
No, there's 2 kind of like doorways. I would say, not
Right.
necessarily gap. That's what makes this hole difficult. This is looking very nice.
Oh, very nice. Look at that thing move over there. That's a little
That's
short, but
okay,
that's
though.
looking right at it. I mean, honestly, birdies on this hole are pretty few and far between.
Yeah, I don't think I've never gotten a 2 on this one. I don't think.
So Jamie he went.
Maybe he's in the schnarbage here, and you can see he's only 4 feet in, and look what he's got to work with. That probably hurt.
Ooh,
That's a great. That's
That's
bad
not
reaction,
bad.
but pretty good shot, honestly.
that's going to put him. I mean, he's a deadly putter, so he can make it.
Clayton with that magic PA4 again, going that backdoor route.
Oh,
Oh my goodness!
Clayton, you're just putting on the clinic.
If you ever want to look at him, he's like, yeah, whatever, you know, do it every day, bud. You know.
He's available for autograph signing at the end of the
Jay
day.
giving it a soft bid.
Very good. Nice try there, Jay.
James, that looks like his harp.
Hmm.
Yep, got through. Played the right song on that harp and got through the trees. Scotty's got a putt.
Hard to believe, but as I was
Get in.
saying, without those
Oh,
suckers,
man.
that used to be a sweet window to go through between those 2 trees.
Yeah.
But now it's almost like you can't even tell there's 2 separate trees.
Jamie for the par
Come on.
save.
Oh,
Just a little bit high. Oh, high
Again.
for Scotty as well.
as you can see in the background, they have the the pylons and the uprights with the overhead cable. There used to be, and even for a while they spruced it up. People would just do the aerial carts that would fly around.
Oh yeah, I've seen people on the chairlift up there, or whatever it's called.
Chairlifts, yeah. Used to be when we first put these holes in there, they would come around and swing around, and you get some good trash talking with some people just hanging out in the sky.
Because they're all safe up there, right? They can talk smack to you all they want, and they're out there riding away. Never gonna see them again.
Isn't the point supposed to be you're going in the basket? All right, guys, shake off those putts, shake off those pars.
Not uncommon to see an over par card in this hole. You typically see a couple pars and a bogey more than a couple pars and a birdie in this one.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a
that
tough
is
hole.
Definitely one of the toughest threes on the course. Super easy 4.
Yeah,
but right on that kind of 3.5 is probably more like
definitely. It's not long enough to be considered a par 4, but it definitely is like an absolute bonus birdie.
Now, I'm pretty sure you can't do that in a PDGA tournament.
No, that's still pretty impressive, though.
That is actually
hole 12, par 4, 530 feet. This is probably my favorite hole on the course because when you peer this drive, there's not a better feeling on this course because it sets up for a perfect backhand like flex shot, getting up to, even if you get up to these 3 trees here that are kind of in the way, that's a great drive, and then it's a straight putter approach from there. But the problem is, if you don't peer that drive, that left and right of this hallway of a fairway, basically.
Yeah.
Which Clayton might be finding a little bit here.
And the thing is, from the shorts, it's a straight shot, but from the longs, you have to flex it and pure it.
Okay, never mind.
And that's perfect.
He's blasted it. That's a great landing zone.
This is the hole where there are one of the big trees that are in the middle of the way at the end of your drive is dedicated to Teddy Dinsmore, one of the original island inhabitants. And so we don't have too many names for holes on the course. In fact, as far as I'm aware, there's only 2. This is one of them, the Teddy Dinsmore.
Nice, that's awesome. Jay, this sets up perfectly for Jay's throw. He likes those flex shots just like this. This is
textbook.
Great shot. You can see how tight it is. It's literally a hallway in the truest sense. And if you have to kind of get a bit of flex to fly it the perfect way. But you can't really turn it over.
That first bush right there on the right, guarding the opening to the hallway.
Yeah.
That's a killer.
That thing swallows everything. I've never seen anything kick out of that. It looks like this guy's just throwing a buzz here. That's a smart play.
Oh.
Slight turnover with a buzz. It's not going to go... Yeah, see, it's not going to go too far. That's fine. He's just playing a placement shot.
Now, there was times with the wind especially where we'd have the temptation to throw over the road, but I think there's a preferred mando on this hole.
Yeah, they put a mando, I think, on the light pole. That's got to sit down. Oh, holy crap, James. Knocked down a whole branch.
I guess that makes him the branch manager. All right. Scotty J with, again, just a nice little...
Going buzz.
He's
back edge of circle, okay.
He can throw that buzz like very well. Like a
that
mofo.
blue one. He throws that very, very well. Jamie, again, on the edge, but he's just got such an awkward stance. That's going to go to the previous tee.
I'm not the kind of player who could have a disc in another hand. I don't know how they can do that.
You know what? Especially for throwing. Putting I can kind of understand, but like for throwing, it would throw me off for sure. But Jay, going with that judge.
Go. Oh, yes. Just give it a bit.
Oh. Well, it's still parked, but that was probably going to fly it.
Sweet. Now, this is another hole where we've lost 2 trees that were guarding the basket that were just beautiful. It still is an amazing hole.
Oh, it's definitely amazing hole. That's a little bit of a fluffer from Clayton there.
That is. We don't expect him to be that far out.
No. James with his harp again, just playing a pitch hyzer or spike hyzer.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
He's got that thing like a yo-yo walking on a string.
Jamie from 70.
Oh! Now, did he get helped by that leaf or?
Oh.
Wow. Now, there's something you don't see, a car on the island. That's a rare shot.
Every once in a while you see one, but not very often you see a putt like this. That's hearted. Look, even the bikers like that one. Jamie's got a new fan for disc golf and for his DJing. Look at that.
Oh, that's what keeps you coming back.
Yep.
Way to go, Jay.
That's a great birdie to get. Well done. Scotty from 32.
Oh,
Nubbed.
last hole he went right at the just at the band, now at the nub.
Yeah, he's not far off.
And see, what people don't understand is those are really tiny nubs.
That's a beauty.
The
putt from
nubs we
Clayton.
had on the original Island basket was like an extra
Oh, yeah.
inch.
They were huge,
coming
yeah.
off. Nicely done, Big Din. Looking at
Boy.
-5.
Jay tapping in a routine birdie. Like he
That's-
didn't bite too much off the tee. He threw the shot he needed to throw, and he trusted his upshot. And that's what you got to do. James with his tapping par.
There are courses out there where you need to throw 700 feet to be able to crush.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the kind of course where Jay Paasila, if he just does what he does,
Yeah.
he's going to climb up the ranks.
If you can throw far and accurately through these fairways, you're going to smash this course. But if you're not accurate, whether you throw, 330 or 530, if you're not accurate, you're going to be finding some trouble.
Believe you me, if someone's out there who hasn't found the trouble that I've already found, well, go get her, because I've found everywhere out there.
Every time I play this course, I always find a new spot where I'm like, this is even worse than the last spot. So 3 down through our
Okay.
for our 5-person card. That's actually pretty good for that hole.
And now hole 13, beautiful par 4.
Yeah, this is one where if you got Scotty's game plan in the previous hole, you throw that same shot twice. This
Very nice, fellas.
is the ideal play. This is probably a putter mid-range layup to right about here, and then that same exact shot to right about where those guys are, and you're looking at an easy birdie. But if you try to get too aggressive and kind of bend one around the corner a little bit, and that's when you can find the right side stuff, and it is not fun, believe me.
It's an incredibly professional, complex hole that requires perfect attention.
Yeah, see, Clayton might be a little too far left there. He's got those 2 guardian trees. This is a rival
This-
from Jay. This is a
okay.
nice smooth shot.
You don't want to put it up too far forward though, because he's
Yeah,
behind
there's
that
those same
tree.
trees again. Yeah, it's got to come in nice and soft. Jamie going A3. He's
Oh.
going way left.
Real hazard out.
I think he wants like a full power
Oh.
second shot, like a skip shot, I think.
Which is
smart.
totally
Yeah,
there,
that's
too.
smart. James going buzz. Get off that.
I kind of thought
Okay.
James was going to throw a massive sidearm on this.
Yeah, that
You know?
plays. I think he likes more of like a higher kind of flex power shot. Maybe he's just thinking he's very good at throwing his mid ranges as well with playing white spruce. I think he's just saying spruce shot twice and you're there. That's perfect from Scotty. Throwing that buzz
There you
again.
go.
That's what you want to
That's-
do. And then, like I said, that shot one more time and he's there. So Jamie, I think he wanted a full power drive. Like I said, I think he's a little too pinched, but kind of got no ground action there. Still within his range if you've seen anything from the last hole.
You can see it's pretty dry out there too. So skips.
Yes, this
are a
is
real
one of the
possibility.
skippier greens I think on the course.
And there we go.
Perfect.
I would have kind of expected a little more skip
Yeah,
with the spin that
but
he puts
I
on
mean,
there.
he's still 20-ish feet. James going with that Sexton Firebird again. Low
There you
screamer.
go. There's the skip.
Get up there. A little short,
wow,
actually.
real
Surprising.
short. Looked like he laid off a little bit too much on that.
Maybe he's more focused on his angle of release.
You can see over Jay's left shoulder. That's where the short basket placement is, in that schnar back in there. So the difference between shorts and longs on this course
yeah.
are just incredible.
Oh, yeah. You have one opening for the short basket.
Ooh,
Scotty cutting the
look at
corner.
this. That
Oh,
is
yeah.
how you do it, son.
And look at it. Scotty threw the same disc 4 times in the last 2 holes.
This guy's
And he's had putts for birdie.
cool as
so.
cucumber with ice in his veins. He's like a walking Slurpee. All right, Jamie. Not as nice as the last putt, but still, you can't get him like
Yeah, you
that
know what?
every
One,
time.
one down through these previous 2. Not the worst. Get in.
Oh,
good try
good.
from James. Jay. Out in the Paasila pasture of his jump putt range. Instead of Conrad country or James Conrad's Paasila pasture. I tried.
That's good.
Forgive me if it was terrible, which it probably was, but. Clayton. Jamming another birdie.
Nice, Clay.
He's starting to catch some fire now. 6 under through, what is this? 12?
13.
13? That's pretty good.
And that's with a double bogey on
And that's
eight.
with a 6, yeah. That's
But that-
pretty good.
Ace and a double bogey back to back.
Yeah, that evens itself out, so it's par basically, but still.
61 on the course.
Couple pars, couple birdies.
That's definitely the mark of a pro, is when you can do a 6, for instance, and then ace after. My modus operandi is to get an ace and then a 5 or 6 after that.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Look at shit.
Okay, in is in. We accept that one.
Jamie just gave the camera the most hilarious death glare I've ever seen. Oh, that's funny. Okay, 2 under for the 5-person card. That's not uncommon. You usually see a couple birdies, couple pars in that one. Very rarely will you see a star frame on it.
That's true. It's not everybody's going to make it clean down there.
It looks like a straightforward hole. But
even James, who had a great drive, you lay off a little bit on the upshot.
Yep. He's just a little bit pinched by that guardian tree in the middle, and this is what I like to call hole 13's bigger, nastier stepbrother.
Just want to pay attention to the graphics on the screen there. Those are a courtesy of Scotty J, the tournament director of the TIO himself.
Oh yeah, they're the T signs. Yeah. Look, these guys are ecstatic. They haven't played the hole yet. Hold on a minute, guys. This hole can get on top of you.
Mind if we play through?
Yeah, hole 14, par 4, 556. There is one gap. Well, there's 2, but if you're a madman, this is the gap you're trying to go to, and it's placed similar to the previous hole. It's not as much to the right. It's more of a straight line, but you do want to get some turn on this drive to get into that good placement zone for a straight shot through that gap, as Clayton
looks like he's taking a bit of a mid-range through there.
I think that's his M3. That's just placement. I think just by that tree or a little bit past it on the right is perfect, and he should have a nice hyzer through the gap there. Scotty going that buzz once again.
When we did the redesign in 1999, we made this hole from 2 previous holes. We started looking, hey, what if we combined 2 of these shorties? And this is one of the best holes on the course.
Oh, this is absolutely a pro hole. That's a really rough kick there for Jamie.
Boy. It's a thin margin of rough on the right, but it is nasty.
It is, and that corner of the left side out there, that tree, it really sticks out more than you think it does, because you want to kind of push it left and bend it to the right, but that it'll catch you. Then you try and counteract that, and you do kind of what Jamie did. Jay just didn't quite get enough turn, but
you don't want to be too far off to the left over there, to the right over there, because it's not really the preferred shot. The second shot is just straight.
Yeah, James going to sidearm, and there's that left side there.
He hasn't thrown the sidearm too much this round, so maybe he's a little rusty.
Maybe, you never know. But Jamie is kind of buried. That's actually a pretty good out.
That's a very good out.
And I was saying the Madman route is, if you look straight where Jamie was, there's a high gap to the left over this stuff, and that is not one you want to go with, but it is there if you have to. Is James going to do it?
Is this going to be a roller?
Is this an unintentional foreshadowing? Is he going over that gap? I think he is. Oh man. Yeah, it's there, but
James is thinking the gap is more apparent than real.
It's a tough hole overall. It's a very well designed hole, because if you're not in the right spot,
even there, look at that.
Jamie,
you got a laser like focus all the way down.
James,
this is the course that you can't take a hole off on this course.
No.
This hole has my number.
Yeah, and see, this hole's getting on top of Jamie and James, mainly because of their drives. You know, they had to pitch out.
Yeah.
But they still were, like, Scotty's in perfect position.
Oh, that's just gorgeous.
That's a
Into the
great
circle,
shot,
Scotty J, golden boy, Mimbo.
See, he played it right. He just played a layup, a little bit of turn, same with Clayton, and look how easy it is for them.
Yeah.
But if you don't hit that drive,
but
it's a little short.
Clayton's making it harder than it looks.
Sickle's edge. But
now,
if you don't hit that drive, that's the problem.
Where that stump, a little tree bush in the middle of the green, there used to be a huge, I don't know, fir or tamarack. I don't know. Not very good on my conifers, but it was an amazing guardian to this basket. And again, things shift. You know, little things grow big, or big trees fall, and it just changes the whole character.
Definitely, but this hole has always been one of the tougher gets.
Yeah.
Just because of what you're seeing here, you know, even Clayton was in a perfect spot, and he just didn't quite get that upshot, and now he's 30 feet putting over a bush. Jamie and James are struggling a little bit. Jamie's kind of ride the ship there. He's got a pretty simple putt. Jay for a long birdie. Oh, good line. Dropped at the last minute.
Still walking off of here with a 4 is
Yeah,
a great score.
4 is not bad at all. Yeah, see, Clay just was a little bit off with his upshot, and you can see what he has. So this hole demands 2, like, perfect shots. Like, waving at somebody, always smiling.
It's cool when you get to play a tournament with a friend of yours or someone you get along really well with.
Absolutely, yeah. James is just having a rough go on this one.
There you go.
Jamie stopping the bleeding. Unfortunate 5, but not uncommon. Scotty
Birdie
with
for
a park
just
job, birdie.
Making it look easy there, kid.
Yeah. Jay, I believe it's for a stress-free 4, which nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Especially, I mean, it just again goes to show you don't have to throw very long on this course. Just
Nope.
hit your shots, hit the middle. That's just a beautiful.
That was in no danger of being anywhere but parked on that shot. Good, well done, Scotty. So unfortunate 7 there for James. Just couldn't quite get in position there, but I mean, that's this hole, you know. Even like I said, Clayton had a good drive, still took a par. So. So everyone's under par. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. James just went over par. Sorry, James. I didn't mean that.
This hole has seen some drama here at this tournament.
I remember when Slater put this event on and he made this triple mando with a bunch of snow fences, and that really changed the dynamic of this hole because that takes the wide sidearm out of the equation.
I mean, look, it's only a 300-foot shot. How easy is that, right?
Yeah, well, you think it's straightforward, but as soon as you have that triple mando staring you in the face, you're like, oh boy. But now there's nothing. Scotty's still going to go with the buzz, which is a smart decision.
You can just keep it on the...
He missed the angle a little bit.
From what we will learn in this tournament, there's quite a bit of a fire ant nest in that area.
Yeah, they're not fun. Clayton as well going over there. I remember there was a little bit of random wind coming on this one.
Yeah.
It was kind of a headwind, and then it would switch to like a crosswind on the green, so it was difficult to read.
And this is one of the first... 13, you don't really feel it too much. 10 sometimes. But this is where you feel the water coming off, or the wind coming off the water.
Yeah, even with all that rough in the way, the water is probably, from this tee, like it's right there, right? It's probably, 150 feet from the tee?
Yeah.
So it does blow in a little bit. Jamie with the M4, I'm going to say. This looks perfect.
Oh. Now
Great shot.
That tee pad was not really ever there, but this is one of the basket placements. It was close to where it is that was put in the ground in 1980. Okay. So the radical changes of the island have preserved a few old-time shots.
Good. James just not quite wide enough on that sidearm, but...
I would have, either go wider or go lower.
I would think he's probably just trying to go a bit wider and play a crash through those trees. Jay
Seems a little random with those limbs right there.
Yeah, I like to go low and kind of skip between the trees when we're just getting more vertical, so it's not as wide.
And look at how dry that is for the skip zone.
Oh man.
That was an excellent
Clayton
attempt.
and Allergyville over here.
This is the hole also where the stinging nettles are in
this one's bad.
Serious amount. You don't see them too much, but they're mainly where Scotty and Clayton are, but for the short position.
Yeah, the shorts for sure, definitely. Scotty's got a little bit of a window here.
Oh, man. Scotty, how close it could have been for you, bud.
Oh, Jamie, that's uncharacteristic.
We won't tell anyone, Jamie. Be our little secret.
The basket moved, I swear. Jay with a good par. So, no birdies on this one.
Oh,
no.
Big den.
Yeah, a couple putting miscues from Clayton so far this round, but he's still shooting a 5 or 6 under. He's still playing really well, but like, he doesn't even know what's going on.
Now, he may be cool enough that he's not thinking about it. He's immediately forgotten it.
Probably.
But you know when they start cracking the wobbly pops tonight at the hotel, we'll be talking about how many bands did I get.
Oh, yeah, Clayton loves to tell his stories. Never really complaining stories. Just he's saying what happened and why did I do that or stuff like that. We all do it, right? So
the one person we don't want to listen to is someone who says I got robbed every hole.
Yeah. So
we all get robbed out there.
Oh, 1 over par for the group on that hole. That's not what I was expecting actually. That's probably one of the easier ones to get.
Yeah.
It's the least amount of stuff in the way.
But, you start 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're kind of mentally beaten down by the time you're maybe too jacked up to try to get that birdie.
And then this hole comes along, hole 16, par 4, 615. This is another difficult birdie because of the fact that it's low ceiling everywhere but right about here.
Right.
So the ideal drive is in like a kind of a penetrating hyzer, if you will, or it's kind of hyzering a little bit, but it's pushing straight. Kind of like what Scotty's doing right here.
Like
That's
what
perfect.
He's doing right
there. A little bit low, but it's gonna get a nice skip past those two little freaking trees that always get my drive. But it's not about me.
This is also, I've seen many people, especially back in the early days, this is where you'd come and break out the roller.
Yes, a nice flippy disc on a cut roller.
Oh.
Jamie's going to go the Simon Lizotte route.
Oh.
This is one of the routes that you do in practice. So like, I just
Huzzah!
want to try it.
If you get the wind going in the right direction, man, that's the shot. But
we caught the guardian tree on. Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Still, you did it for the camera.
This is another play I've been seeing a lot lately. Is a big like flexing sidearm.
Well, there's a lot of air to play with over there.
Yeah, he's in fairway of hole 3 there.
Yeah.
Which isn't the worst. These holes play adjacent, and if you're in 3's fairway, you can still get up and down. Clayton's going big boy.
Get around it. You cannot clip that stuff.
I think he got past it. Yeah, he did get past it. That's fine.
That is totally fine.
This is one of the only holes in the course where you're going to see a roller for a second shot in the fairway, not out of the rough, Exhibit
there
A,
you go.
right there. Because it's such a low ceiling, but you still have to get a lot of distance, and this looks great for Jamie.
Looks just dialed in perfect.
Come on.
Look at this.
Swap over now. Wow,
Sweet
45
light
feet.
bearing Zeus.
He's so strong.
This is another hole where we combined two and a half holes to make.
This is a gorgeous hole. Another roller.
Oh
no.
You're going to throw that roller, you got to get it down quick over there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room to work with.
That looks like Ryan Clare, Team Top Link Director.
Yeah.
Background.
James getting up there.
There you go.
That's 20 feet. Looks like 20, 25 feet.
That's how you make it look easy.
Attaboy, James. Oyster Boy here. Going with his M3, it looks like. Get off that. Oh, that's the one in the way, too. That's why this hole's so difficult. It's 615. There's a lot of, fairway to work with because you got the adjacent fairway. But
yeah,
there's so many little trees, and it's such a low ceiling that it's hard to get all the way there. Scotty going buzz.
Scotty's put himself in about as good a position as you can. But still that tree.
It's just, that tree's, it's in the ideal flight.
I mean, it takes a lot to be able to power a disc 6 feet off the ground to miss all that, but go that whole distance.
Exactly. A lot of nose angle. Jay catching the other guardian tree.
Normally, in the summer, during the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, you cannot play this hole because the Toronto Island day camps have taken it over. Basically, you can see their tent just off to the left of the basket, or the green, and it always hurts when you have to bypass one of the beloved holes.
Yeah, especially this hole. That's a fun hole to play.
Now, fun fact: we first year that we ran, I ran that Toronto Island Driver Education. Was the first year we had extended the baskets, and this basket position was another further 100 feet closer to the path.
Oh,
nice!
Oh no!
He was excited about that
thought
too.
He's staring it down. That's another one of those right side splash outs. Would have loved to see the basket 100 feet back or twisted the path. That made it a really, really challenging hole.
Really challenging, and I used to run skins for that tournament, and in the history of the skins, I think it was 10 years or whatever, only one person ever got a 3 on that hole.
Wow, really?
And he hit it from 150 feet out.
Wow. Speaking of 3, good 3 from James, getting back
Excellent
to even par.
3.
Yeah. Still laughing.
Now he's smiling. Look at that. He's
still
a little more
laughing.
relaxed.
Attaboy. Oh,
I'm just gonna say for the record that if we ever recast WKRP in Cincinnati, he's the Herb Tarlick.
Oh man.
I'm hoping that some of our viewers are gonna scramble to Google to try to get some of these references.
Jay with an unfortunate double bogey there.
That happens on this hole.
It does. It really does. Scotty with a good par. I think a couple more pars are coming in here. Jamie almost had a highlight birdie, but the basket say no. I really thought he was gonna put it in without looking. I was a little worried for him, but he's got enough sense left in this round to not do that.
There, he's been pitching some great putts all day long, that James. Good for him for getting it back to even after 16.
Yeah, and Jay, unfortunate double bogey there, bringing him to +1. But 2 holes left, and he can get both of these. Honestly, he's got the shots for both of these holes. So
now
I
mentioned earlier that there were only 2 ever holes on the island that were named or known by a name. This is the first one, to be honest. Freddie Laker. This has been the same hole. We pushed back the basket. The normal position was about 50 feet shorter than that. But there used to be a huge tree right there.
That.
We're passing
right there in that
bald
dirt spot, and it was the biggest guardian I've ever seen.
And back in the day when we first when the first hole was first put in, the shot was over the lake.
Really?
Yeah.
You can go over the water in this one.
Yeah. Well,
holy smokes.
They used to, but that's been a long time since
that just shows how much the schnarb has grown in over the years.
Yeah.
Wow. I would never have thought you could go over the water in this one. James is up by the short basket, I believe. It's not uncommon to see one there. That's got to get greasy.
Oh.
Okay.
He has been getting members bounces all day. Way to go.
It's a little high for Jamie.
And it took a little bit off it. Push it off.
Down. Okay.
Down over there, short of the
he's not in the stuff. He's still got a bit of work to do for his 3. This is one that's right in Clayton's arsenal. A nice low-driven shot. Just
good. With
like
a sweet little bit of turn.
Is he gonna do
Look
it again?
At this thing. No.
Perfect. That just goes to show. This hole is 391, and Clayton throws far, and he's 30 feet short.
Yeah.
It feels like it plays farther than it's numbered.
The island, almost every hole on the island's like that because it's a low ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have power precision.
Yes. Jay, it's a little bit nose up and early, but he's got a gap.
He's been throwing that shot pretty well all day, too.
You know what? Anytime Jay can throw that judge, about 92% of the time, it's a good shot.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge. There's Scotty in the weeds there.
He's actually not in that bad of a spot. A little bit short.
Now, that would have landed at the foot of the huge blocker right there.
Didn't Thomas Gilbert ace this one?
Did he really?
I think so. I think he did. I think it's probably with like a Thunderbird, too, I think is what I heard, which is... I mean, that's a pretty good ace regardless. I think that was it. I think when the tree was still there.
Oh, wow. That's even better.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas, if you're watching this, but...
Shout out to Thomas. I mean, I don't think we've had a Canadian player ever rated as high, and certainly it's always amazing to have somebody kind of carrying the national flag down on the tour down the States.
Yeah, certainly. I think Casey Hannemeyer and Thomas or Marty are rated a little bit higher than Thomas now, but we've never had one on tour as much as Thomas has, and he's really kind of being the poster boy of Canada. Good birdie from Clayton. It feels like a bonus birdie, even though it's 390 straight ahead, you know? But that little bush that you saw behind the basket where Jamie was looking is kind of the guardian of a hyzer coming in. So,
there you go.
From Jamie there. No smirk, eh? Okay, all right. Oh, okay, never mind. There it is. It's the self butt tap. That's a St. Thomas thing. James for a par.
Solid.
Jammed. Or I should say jamed.
Oh, very good.
Now, because... Actually, no, there's 2 Jamies, but what if James is the only one on the card, would he be a Jame because there's a singular James? Or would it still be James?
Do you ever see one James alone, right?
I mean, if they're all named James, if they're all named plural, there's got to be one hiding somewhere, right? This card, there's 2 Jameses. Actually, it's James and Jamie, but it'd be plural, right?
I don't think anybody has called Jamie James since his mother did when she smacked him on the bottom like that.
I don't think so either. I've never called him Jamie. Or I've never called him James. I've always called him Jamie. Or JPay or, whatever.
That's a tough bogey for Scotty, taking it back to even. But, again, it requires all your focus. And here we go. This is the finishing hole, hole 18. Another hole that's been here since almost the very beginning. The shot is either do you go a weird low flexi shot or you go up through the goalposts.
I think the main play for all the newer open players now is that big turnover up over the left side stuff.
Yeah.
It is scary, but it actually is the bigger gap. You can see right where Clayton's looking, there is... Oh, where are we going here? Right there.
You need to have that perfect beat
good.
up rock, which that's not a rock, but
I think it's an
feels like it.
M3 or M1. Oh, he snuck out.
There
Okay.
you go.
You have to get it turning, but it can't be really understable. It's got to get a little bit of like flex out towards the end.
Yeah.
This is another play I've seen is a big sidearm. I don't particularly like it because it finishes too aggressively to the right.
And it's a lot of dirt there.
Right
it could
in
skip
there.
far.
Yeah.
But he didn't get it wide enough around that, so.
Yeah, it just, to me, it finishes too hard to the right.
Although that right-hand side, it's not too bad in terms of vegetation. There's some openings there. You can still have a look.
Jamie going, ooh, that's
But
ugly.
if you get too tight like that, oh.
We'll just have a little...
Oh.
I like how you tried to summon your inner spirituality.
Oh, boy.
Domo arigato, Jamie Roboto. All right, so
Jay
Jason.
looks like he's going to go low, I think. Maybe? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. Yep, going to rival low. Just
Now,
a
that
little bit
can
early.
be one of the nastiest. I mean, we've been talking nonstop about the rough out here, but getting in there.
That is probably the worst spot that I've found on this course.
Oh,
Get greasy.
not getting a touchdown, but
I think him and Jamie might be hanging out over there.
nice.
That's a great shot. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Nice easy finish.
Unfortunately,
Look at it.
he
I was
used,
like,
up,
all part of the plan.
he used up his quota of one magnificent shot caught on camera per round.
Wow, that what a highlight that would have been.
Bonk.
Like an inch and a half low.
Inches wide.
Oh man. Okay, Sky's actually not that bad.
Oh,
Good
little
tree.
love,
Yeah,
definitely.
Good tree.
That tree right there has been, for as long as I've been coming to the island, it's been there. And it's finally tall enough to where that limb right there isn't in the way. You can kind
there
of
it is
putt
again.
underneath
Yeah.
it. All right, they got the basket surrounded.
James actually has a
Come
window
on,
here.
James.
The old spruce shot. Oh, man, you know he wanted that one.
It's like hitting womp rats back on Tatooine.
Clayton for a birdie.
Oh,
That's a little rude. You think with coming in on a hyzer, a little bit low right or low left, it would just kind of swallow it, but I think it just skipped off the rim.
yeah. No, it's like you said, sometimes the tension on the outside links. If you hit center, it's perfect and catches, but it may
Yeah.
push it on the outside.
So
Well-
no birdies here, I don't believe.
And
But
no
all
one
pars,
in tears
yeah.
either, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, the island didn't really. She didn't really rear her ugly head too bad overall in the round. I know some rounds can really get away from people if they have a bad hole and they got like, hey, I got to make it up, and then they try harder and then it just gets even worse. So.
And
Key
the
to
good news
key to
is-
this island is just
Yep.
stay in the middle.
As we saw, guys get off the. 14 proved to be a nasty hole for both James and Jamie.
Yeah.
But there you go. There's a
Overall,
clean
Clayton
sheet
with
there.
a good 6 down. That's a good round. Jamie 4 down. Nothing to sneeze at. 2 even pars for James and Scotty J. And a +1 from Paasila. So overall, really not that bad golf.
You got to think
they're
that maybe
respectable
James,
rounds.
Jason, and Scotty are going to be playing again next round. And that
Yeah.
6, that's got to be close to setting the lead here. I know Martin's
Definitely.
out in the mix out there.
Yeah, definitely. 6 down usually is enough for top card. Normally on this course, I think 6 down is a 10-20 rated round. So
Now, when you show up at a tournament and you see Martin Hendel there, are you thinking, all right, that's who I got to take down?
playing for second place, No, well, at this course sometimes because Marty just seems to find a way to just turn the jets on the final round and a half, final 2 rounds. He's had
He's had
leaves
some
everyone
great
to
success
dust.
here, yeah. Just when you
So-
think like somebody scorches a hot round.
Here's our lead card. Oswald,
Oh.
fire 10 down.
10.
Marty 1 stroke behind at 9. And then Clayton and Kim Scott Wood, the local boy, at 6 under.
Now, I just have to say right now, a couple years ago, the TIML, I made an intro and I said something about you winning the Kim Scott Wood lookalike contest. I have to apologize. You're way better looking and like a foot taller.
You hear that, Kim?
So
Get on my level.
there's a big spread there amongst all of our competitors.
Yeah, everyone's playing pretty well. I mean,
chase card for tomorrow looks like Jamie, Cam, Casey,
and Justin Murphy, one of our
Justin
previous
Murphy.
commentators. That should be a good one.
Well, we wish good luck to Clayton as he goes on for the lead card to chase on.
Yeah, I'm excited
the
to watch
pace.
that lead card coverage. That's a star-studded lead card there, if I've ever seen one.
Look at that, 3 of them over 1,000 rated players.
And
That's pretty
Clayton's no
amazing.
slouch. He's been over 1,000 a couple times as well, so he's been up and down, but he's been hovering around that 1,000 rated barrier.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet come to the store, I'm serious about this. This is an incredible place. They have basically 10 of everything you've ever been looking for, or more. And they do an incredible sales. They have a great staff here. Come on down, check them out. Check them online, send them an email, tell them exactly what you want to get. And thanks to True North for continuing to set the standard in golf here in Canada.
Absolutely. I mean, if it weren't for them with the store and with the filming, I mean, Canadian disc golf wouldn't even be as big as it is now. You know, so
we're seeing the spike. Really, the momentum for this growth has gone nuclear almost, and it's amazing to see. Great to be part of.
And once again, guys, if you haven't looked on disc golf scene, True North is putting on the Triton Series at the new Winter Farms 36-hole layout. Bring your snacks. That course is definitely a workout, but it's worth it. So check disc golf scene if you haven't already, and be sure to even play a practice round at Winter Farms, because it is well worth the hype that it is getting, and then some. So, Mr. B, that's round 1.
Awesome.
Round 2, we got the Chase card, which is also going to be very, very good golf. So I'm excited to see how the boys, including myself, play, because I actually forget what happens. This has been so long. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining in. Catch you guys in round 2 coming up next week.
Stay tuned for more.